Hey everyone, hope you're doing well today. Dennis K here with Belize Islands Real Estate. Today I have a little message for those of you who own property on the northwest side of Ambergris Key. This would include in such subdivisions like Grand Belizean Estates, Palmaya Woods, Grand Mayan, um, Ambergris Woods, and of course the area that we now know as Secret Beach. So this is a little message for you guys, any of you guys who own property over there, whether it be a little piece of vacant land or a piece of beachfront. I just want to tell you about an initiative that some owners are taking to try to generate some interest with the government of Belize and with the local electric company, BEL, Belize Electric Limited, to see if they can find a way to bring power over to that part of the island. Now, as I mentioned several times before, the government of Belize does not have a lot of money. The electric company does not either. And so for them to, dedicate funds or to try to come up with funds in order to bring roads or bring power into a new area, they really have to see that there's a need and that there's going to be some sort of payback on that, right? So it has to do something, it has to generate some sort of return for the government, for the Belize Electric Company, for anything, really all progress in Belize has to be met with some sort of, pretty significant return. Otherwise, new areas open up and are opened up oftentimes by either individual developers or groups of developers or groups of homeowners who sort of pool their money together to open up a new area, either by putting in an access road, building a barge to access, areas that would require a bridge otherwise, or in this case, reaching out to those powers that be to let them know, like, hey, you know what, there is a need in this area. And if power is brought over and if something is done to sort of get more services and amenities in there, there's going to be a payoff. So let me give you an example. Let me do a share screen with you here, and I'll bring up an email from a very good client of mine, Nick Fuoco, and he wrote this letter to Councilor Bartolez from the San Pedro Town Council. If you want to copy this letter, just go ahead and email me. I'll send you a copy. I'm doing this with his permission, by the way. And he wrote this letter and he talked to Mr. Bartolez. And he said, look, many of us own property around Secret Beach, some of these other subdivisions. And we just want to let you know that we would truly benefit if it could be arranged that power brought over to this part of the island. And what Mr. Bartlett said is he said, you know what? Thank you so much for contacting me. For those property owners in this area who would, write a letter such as this, to the San Pedro Town Council, so you can, use this template or maybe write it in your own words. Perhaps you might be able to include information, if this is true, by the way. So, for example, if you planned on building a single family home, a duplex, an Airbnb of some style, kind of put those details in the letter as far as what you're planning on building and your time frame. For example, are you going to start construction in the next year or two, or 5 years, or 10 years? Help kind of give Belize Electricity Limited the overall picture of what they can expect to see happening. Of course, this isn't a hard commitment, but what you want to do is really paint the picture. So how many people would actually start to build in the next 6 to 12 months if there was power that reached over to the Secret Beach area? Now, of course, when we talk about, power reaching this area spans several square miles. So obviously there has to be one main line that runs over. Maybe it's going to dead end at Secret Beach, and from there it's going to backtrack and kind of grow organically. But letters like this will help the powers that be get an idea of what's going on and could help power reach there sooner rather than later. Another post that Nick has done was on the Secret Beach Belize Facebook page. So you can see here, he said he had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Bartolez. He recommended that we send an official letter so they get a head count. And you see it's got several comments here, 47 comments of people that own property over there. So here's what I'm going to suggest. Any of you who want to write this letter, you can go ahead, take a screenshot. I just had it up. Put that in your own words. Put what parcel number you own and what you plan on doing with the letter. Send that into the San Pedro Town Council. And then if they get enough of those, imagine if they get 50, 100, 300, 500 letters, of letters like that from actual property owners who have bought and closed on their properties, then they can take that into consideration when they have meetings. Perhaps they can use that information then to go to maybe an investor group. And I don't know all the details of how this works, guys. I'm not telling you I've done this before, but they could take those letters, say, look, they can go to investor and say, look, if you will give us these funds, X number of dollars to get power over, we can expect, to give you this amount of return. And again, I don't know how BEL raises their money or anything like that. So in addition, let me show you another screen, because as you guys know, roads grow organically, especially in this part of the island. So for example, around Secret Beach, and I've covered this extensively in other videos, so I won't go into it too much now, but you see almost all the properties in Grand Belizean Estates have roads, all the properties in Palmaya Woods, all the properties in Grand Mayan, for the most part, have road access. But then you have these areas, for example, up in here in Colonial San Diego 1 and 2, you have a large part of the Ambergris Bay Subdivision that doesn't have all of the roads in yet. And so, for example, I'm going to show you this area specifically. Now, this could apply to any of the roads that are in yet, but this one right here, spanning from the road that is currently in that goes north all the way up to here. So let me just see what that span is. So that, let's say it goes from here, and part of this road might be in already. I don't have any current drone footage, but let's say we go for that 707 feet. So there's 707 feet of road. And I have a client that owns this property right here. It is parcel number 8514. And what he's asking for is if anyone is interested in having this road put in, and all it is a matter of, hiring a company to come in and put some crushed limestone, some white wall down to allow a golf cart to access all these properties. So he's wondering if in the next, few months, all these property owners might get together, pitch in a little money and get a quote and see what it would take to put the road in from here all the way to access these two roads right here. Now, if you're interested in that and you're wondering what these lot numbers are, let me just pull up the rim map here. There we go. So yeah, right here. So they are parcels, well, 8506, 8152, you already have road access because the road is right here. But starting from here, 8507, all the way up to 8519, and then 8153, all the way up to 8164. So anyone out there who is watching this YouTube channel, whether it be my clients who might own properties in here or locals or others, if you're interested in having this road put in, then go ahead and email me. And with your permission, we'll put all you guys in contact with each other. One thing that we could do is we could have Israel Barrientos get a quote to see how much it would be to put this road in. And that way we can see how much it would cost, the property owners to have the road put in. So yeah, we can go from there. Now, other parts also might benefit from doing that, other parts of the island. For example, I think this road here is already in or already close to being in, but there might be some other roads in here, so for example, maybe this one right here that goes from the main road that leads to Secret Beach up to 8311. So for example, if all the property owners from 8311 all the way up to 8331 on this leg, and then maybe these property owners here, same thing. If you wanted to get together and get a quote to have that, road put in, so you can access your properties, you can do the same. So yeah, those are the couple things I want to tell you about today. What else is going on? What else? I think those are the two things mainly I want to tell you guys about. And yeah, we'll stop there. Keep the video short and sweet. So those are the two things. So the letter and the new roads in Secret Beach. So any comments, questions, concerns, let me know. And we'll talk to you guys soon. All right, then, take care.